Hello there and welcome to this Tuesday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Today is February 17, and as always, we're bringing you stories that inform, inspire, and empower. From important tips you can use in your everyday life to features highlighting the people and programs making a difference across our island. We've got an engaging and informative show lined up just for you. So, wherever you're watching from, stay with us. We'll be right back after the news and more.
Good day, I'm Jabertha Atkinson, and this is your JIS news for Tuesday, February 17, 2026. Major targets are earmarked under the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project from a capital budget allocation of $11.6 billion for the 2026-2027 financial year. They include the completion of construction works on the Montego Bay bypass, as well as the completion of detailed designs and continuation of construction works for the Long Hill bypass. Also being targeted is the acquisition of remaining lands needed for both the Montego Bay and Long Hill bypass road construction. The details are outlined in the capital expenditure for the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. As of December last year, preliminary geotechnical investigations have been completed, so too the detailed design for the corridor. In addition, construction is 65% complete, land acquisition 60%, and 8.6 hectares of trees have been planted. The overall project is scheduled to be completed in March of 2028. Once completed, road users in the area will have a 15-kilometer four-lane carriageway from Ironshore to Bogue. They will also enjoy improved intersections within the second city. The Hanover Justice Center is projected to be completed in the 2026-2027 financial year. The Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs will use $164 million from its capital budget allocations to procure and install furniture, fixtures, and equipment. At the end of 2025, construction was at 82%. The center, which will be in Sandy Bay, aims to improve access to justice services such as restorative justice, child diversion, and mediation for citizens across Western Jamaica. Still on the budget, approximately $300.9 million in capital funding has been allocated to the Ministry of Labor and Social Security for the upcoming fiscal year. As outlined in the 2026-2027 estimates of expenditure, this will fund the continued implementation of the Social Protection for Increased Resilience and Opportunities SPIRO program. The project aims to strengthen Jamaica's social protection systems, improve national resilience, and increase labor market and social protection opportunities. Among the achievements in 2025 are Cabinet's approval for unemployment insurance and the completion of draft amendments to key legislations. A labor market data strategy was also developed, and a report on education and training access for persons with disabilities was finalized. For the upcoming financial year, the ministry will advance legislative changes for the implementation of the unemployment insurance. It will also develop and launch a national communication campaign for this. The ministry intends to boost labor market recovery through field engagement with job seekers and employers, conduct a post-hurricane labor market assessment, and award a contract for social protection information system. The SPIRO program is being funded by the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. It's a 6-year initiative launched in April 2024 and scheduled to run until January 2030. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining has outlined key priority areas for the 2026-2027 financial year, aimed at strengthening resilience and accelerating recovery from Hurricane Melissa. The plans were detailed by Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen during the delivery of the throne speech at the recent ceremonial opening of Parliament in Gordon House.
For 2026-2027, priorities include advancing the work to establish a national food reserve as well as a minerals institute, greenhouse clusters, new agroparks, rehabilitation of 6 fishing beaches and 70 farm roads, youth startup incentives, quarry material depots, and national landslide hazard remapping.
The initiatives build on progress achieved during the 2025-2026 financial year, with bauxite output having increased by 10% to 4.3 million tons. By September, domestic crop production was on track to record 930,000 tons, but this was impacted by Hurricane Melissa damage, prompting an intensive recovery and modernization effort. Through the $3 billion Hurricane Melissa Disaster Recovery Program, ongoing support is expected to benefit more than 70,000 farmers and fishers.
Our key actions include, and still includes, restoration of 4,600 hectares of farmland, distribution of 140 million gallons of water, implementing a Jamaican $40 million lease moratorium, waiving fishing license fees for 1,008 fishers, preparing 1,625 hectares of land for 2,000 farmers, and providing fertilizers, seeds, planting materials, livestock support, and beach rehabilitation.
And finally, 5 classrooms at the Jamaica University College Child Assessment and Research in Education Care Center in Kingston are set to be upgraded to meet Inclusive Learning Environment ILE standards. This will come through a $75,000 investment by the Digicel Foundation following the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding with the Ministry of Education. Permanent Secretary Dr. Kassan Troop says the ministry fully endorses the investment in microcare.
We're looking at ICT support, smart rooms, smart technology in the rooms. We're looking at making sure the room is fitted for purpose. And so we are really grateful. The windows will be renovated, the flooring, the doors, everything you can think of to make it smart and adequate for students who need this kind of support.
The Microcare Center is a leading public educational institution offering diagnostic and therapeutic intervention services for children with special needs in Jamaica and the English-speaking Caribbean. Chief Executive Officer of the Digicel Foundation, Charmaine Daniels, says the initiative aims to create state-of-the-art classrooms across schools island-wide.
In the pipeline right now, we have Genesis Smart Lab. That's almost completed. And then we'll be going on. We were looking at Port Maria, and we're hoping to put a special needs facility, a proper facility at Port Maria Primary in our next financial year. So that's the next level that we're working on.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Jabertha Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
When disaster strikes, the government must move swiftly. But even in moments of urgency, transparency with the public remains essential. Emergency government procurement is a special legal process designed to allow public entities to rapidly acquire goods, works, or services when time is critical and lives and the public interests are at risk. This process applies during hurricanes, floods, and other natural disasters or periods of public emergency, which necessitates the award of contract to effect repairs or remedial action to safeguard the public interest, protect infrastructure, and protect public monies from loss. While standard procurement timelines may be adjusted, the rules do not disappear. Accountability and transparency remains the foundation of every decision. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service has issued Guidance Note number 2 of 2025, which clearly outlines the procurement methodologies, the required terms and conditions, and the standards governing procurement during emergencies or extreme urgency. Every emergency contract must be justified, documented, and publicly disclosed, because speed must never come at the expense of trust. Emergency procurement is not about shortcuts, nor is it a free-for-all. It is about speed with responsibility, protecting lives, safeguarding infrastructure, and ensuring that public funds are used wisely, even when every second counts.
Let's now make a quick stop at Jamaica House to hear what our Prime Minister has been up to in the past week.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and his government is now in budget mode following the ceremonial opening of Parliament on Thursday. The Prime Minister and his team of ministers, senators and other heads of ministries, departments and agencies attended the joint sitting of the Houses of Parliament. New and ongoing projects, the legislative agenda and other achievements of the government were delivered in the throne speech by Governor-General Sir Patrick Allen. Later that afternoon, the estimates of expenditure for financial year 2026-2027, along with other supporting documents, were tabled in Parliament. It proposes a $1.44 trillion budget for the government. In preparation for the undertaking of capital projects for the upcoming financial year, Prime Minister Holness met with senior representatives of key agencies. Dr. Holness received updates from the National Commission on Science and Technology. Data was also provided by the National Housing Trust (NHT) and the Culture, Health, Arts, Sports and Education Chase Fund.
Largely the mandate continues. We will seek to expand the education element of the portfolio to support science. The science is critical for national growth and development.
Earlier in the week, the Prime Minister was at the University of Technology for the opening of the UTech Lloyd Carney Foundation IMEC Lab. The facility will support sectors such as aerospace, automotive, medicine and dentistry, positioning Jamaica at the forefront of advanced engineering and next-generational manufacturing. Dr. Holness says the IMEC Lab provides endless possibilities to solve complex machinery issues in the manufacturing sector.
Having the capability to design and use additive manufacturing here gives us another layer of security. This is an investment in our capability and capacity to grow.
The IMEC Lab is a product of the vision of Dr. Holness when he appointed Ambassador Lloyd Carney as a special envoy for technology in 2023. The $1 million technology-driven facility was funded by the Lloyd Carney Foundation, connecting students and entrepreneurs with first-class technology, driving economic growth, and positioning Jamaica for the fourth industrial revolution.
This is an opportunity for us to show how private sector can work with government institutions. We hope this is a roadmap for others to follow.
IMEC, which stands for Innovation, Manufacturing, Engineering and Knowledge, is being hailed as a turning point in the country's growth agenda.
And it is things like these, investments like these, that places us now firmly in the growth era, which is for the next 10 years, that is what Jamaica must be focused on, growth.
Also on the agenda last week was a meeting with heads of mission at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Prime Minister Holness says the meeting comes at a critical moment for Jamaica as we rebuild after Hurricane Melissa and navigate a rapidly changing global environment. Focus was on strong partnerships, economic resilience, and creating real opportunities for the Jamaican people.
I charge you to support the vision of building a modern, just, and peaceful Jamaican society, a country where every citizen feels secure and confident about living, working, doing business, and as I add, retiring in paradise. Your success abroad shapes our success at home. Let us move forward, principled, purposeful, and united, building a resilient, modern, and productive Jamaica in this new era.
On behalf of the government and people of Jamaica, Dr. Holness extended congratulations to the Prime Minister of Japan and the Liberal Democratic Party on their resounding victory at the polls on February 8. Dr. Holness also expressed best wishes for a successful term of office and continued progress for the people of Japan. Congratulations was also shared for Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, on her re-election and historic third term. Prime Minister Holness says Jamaica remains committed to strengthening partnerships with both countries to advance shared priorities. Turning to the qualification of the Under-17 Reggae Boys for the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, Dr. Holness says this is a major achievement for our young athletes and for Jamaica. He urged the team to dream big, work hard, and represent Jamaica with pride. And finally, Prime Minister Holness paid tribute to the life and legacy of Christopher Bovell. He described him as a man whose life was defined by service, integrity, and a deep commitment to our country. Dr. Holness says Mr. Bovell served with distinction as an attorney at law, a former senator, and a corporate leader, demonstrating sound judgment, ethical leadership, and a deep respect for public service.
He was a man of unquestioned integrity. And that integrity would have shown in his participation in the Senate. His integrity would have endeared him to the corporate world. And he served there with excellence as well.
Prime Minister Holness extended condolences to his wife Michelle, his children, grandchildren, family, and friends, thanking them for sharing him with the nation. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.
Are you interested in buying land or property? Here are the steps you should follow. Step 1. Find out who is legally authorized to sell the property. Step 2. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date. Step 3. Consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. You can also use eLand Jamaica to check on matters pertaining to your property purchase. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us on WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Jamaica Magazine. Let's now explore the work of the National Education Trust Net, a registered charitable organization and government of Jamaica agency that is helping to strengthen the education sector.
In classrooms across Jamaica, the National Education Trust NET is transforming lives, ensuring that every child has the opportunity to thrive. But what exactly is NET, and how does it support the future of our children?
The National Education Trust is a registered charitable organization in Jamaica. What it is that we do is that we mobilize resources for the education sector from early childhood all the way to tertiary And in essence, what we do is we work to fill the gaps.
The agency serves as the key body for executing government's strategic goals in the education sector. It focuses on enhancing national capacity for education infrastructure development, planning and managing construction and maintenance projects, and providing a credible framework for coordination of philanthropic efforts. NET manages projects from end to end, ensuring integrity, transparency, and accountability. Whether it's building a resource center, upgrading facilities, or managing scholarships.
So if someone, for example, wants to do a project locally here, whether they are local or they're from overseas, and they need someone to stand in the gap to manage that project end to end, NET provides those services to ensure that there is integrity, there is transparency, there's accountability for maximum impact of those projects and initiatives.
Through scholarships and grants, NET ensures that every donation directly benefits the students who need it most, addressing both immediate needs and long-term educational goals.
We always do a needs assessment of whatever school it is that they want to support. We go in, we do the needs assessment to identify the needs on the ground so that whatever interventions are being proposed align with the current needs of the school. And we have that overarching picture also of what is needed in the school in the near term and in the long term so that the interventions can be coordinated. So we're not wasting resources and we're coordinating efforts among different agencies and different entities. So there's a collaborative, strategic effort for maximum impact to ensure that our children have what they need to be able to fulfill their potential.
But NET's work is far from over. They need your help to support the 245 underperforming schools identified across Jamaica to elevate literacy and numeracy for every child.
We start with the basic need because if the children are hungry, they will not learn. And so you do have kids in school that are absent on a regular basis and maybe on an infrequent basis because they don't have food or they might not be able to afford a transportation to get to school, those who have to take public transport. And we want to make sure that we are removing the barriers that keep them out of school or out of school regularly so they are present to learn.
When we invest in our children, we invest in our future.
So get in touch with us at the National Education Trust and let us see how together we can work to help our children to elevate their level of learning and their performance.
Many motorists are unsure of the proper procedures to follow during a traffic stop. We take a closer look at the steps drivers should take to ensure the encounter remains safe, respectful, and within the law.
As a police officer, I would implore all our drivers to be safe, to operate motor vehicles and drive safely. Road safety is a concern for every Jamaican citizen. Once you operate or drive safely, you make it a safe environment for all other persons to operate, whether it be the pedestrian, the motorcyclist, or the public passenger vehicles.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
Keep your vehicles serviced so they're in prime condition to handle anything the road throws at them. Follow road signs and traffic signals to avoid dangerous situations and prevent collisions with other drivers or even pedestrians. Do not drink alcohol before or while behind the wheel. We all know these road safety guidelines, but many don't realize that obeying the directions of police officers in the traffic space is another critical component of road safety. They are there to ensure order is being maintained and disrupt any criminal act that may be in progress, especially those involving the use of a vehicle.
So the police from time to time will conduct operations. We class them as crime reduction operations. So from national roadblock operation, speed enforcement operation, vehicle checkpoint operation, spot checks, and so on, in which officers will be stopping you. They will be checking first to see if any breaches of the Firearms Act, the Dangerous Drugs Act, the Customs Act are being detected. If there's any breach of the Road Traffic Act, that will be dealt with.
So, what's your role in helping to not hinder these activities and potentially place yourself in danger? Simple. Follow the directives of the officer that stops you.
On being stopped by the police, as a member of the motoring public or the motorist, you should bring your vehicle to a complete stop. You should bring down all your windows and keep your hands on the steering and listen for all instructions from the police. There can be multiple reasons that can arouse the police officer's suspicion and multiple breaches that can come under different legislations. You do not want to drive away from a police officer because it means that firstly you may be issued a traffic ticket for failing to comply with a constable's command. As also at Section 7 of the Road Traffic Act, you must produce your documents to the police. It is an offense for you not to produce your documents when instructed to do so by the police. So you hand the officer your driver's license, vehicle documents, then you can ask a question. You do not want a situation in that you are utilizing the electronic communication device, which is your phone, to make a call when the vehicle is in operation on the road, because that is a breach of the Road Traffic Act and you may be prosecuted for it.
And even once the vehicle has stopped, you should also refrain from using your mobile device while interacting with the police.
It would not be practicable to make a call whilst you're being searched by the officer, whilst a motor vehicle is being searched. You are required to be in full attendance at that part. But upon confirmation of what is requested of you, you should comply with the instructions given and allow the officer to carry out his duties. Good morning, ma'am. Sergeant Martindale, I'm attached to the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch. Could you bring down all your windows for me, please?
At this point, follow the officer's instructions carefully. It's crucial to listen attentively and not make any sudden movements. This ensures both your safety and the officers.
We implore all our motorists to drive safely, comply with instructions, comply with signs given. At no time should you be arguing with the officer, shouting at the officer, or you should try to assault the officer in the performance of his or her duties. You should comply, look, listen for all signals, all instructions.
So the next time you're behind the wheel, remember, safety first. By following the rules of the road and instructions of our police officers, it not only protects you, but all road users.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating today and to those marking a special anniversary. We wish you all the very best. And remember to visit our website in the meantime at jis.gov.jm for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.